Rome was once one of the largest empires to ever rule, but it suffered from many issues going back to its beginnings. Rome was once a small village on the Tiber River that failed to be able to do very much. Despite this, Rome still managed to conquer from Spain to Greece, Africa to Britain, and became the greatest influence on modern Western culture ever. The foundings of Rome begin in a city known as Alba Longa. The city of Alba Longa was ruled by a usurper called Amulius. Amulius had killed all his heirs to ensure no one could usurp his throne. Along with that, he forced his sister to become a Vestal, sworn to stay abstinent. It is said while she was a Vestal, the Roman god of war, Mars, came down and raped her, getting her pregnant with twins. She decided to stay silent about this as Vestals breaking their vows got heavy penalties and she would be thrown in prison. She couldn't hide it forever, and eventually she was found out by her brother. He decided to put her in prison and ordered for the infant twins to be placed in a wicker basket that would be placed on the Tiber River. The children were condemned to die, as Amulius thought that they could be a threat to his reign. The two boys were left to die on the banks of the Tiber River, where a wolf found them. She fed them and took them into her care, when they were adopted by Faustulus, a shepherd. The two boys were named Romulus and Remus. While they were growing up, they would work on the fields, helping their father. They were unaware of their true origins, and the fact that they were heirs to the throne of Alba Longa. They believed Faustulus to be their father. When the boys grew up, they became very involved in the lands where Faustulus lived. They were very skilled hunters, respected by many people in their town. Eventually, they decided that they were going to do something about the ongoing bandit problem, and so they decided that they would attack the bandits, taking their stolen goods and distributing it amongst the citizens in their city. During a festival to the god Jupiter, the brothers were ambushed by a group of bandits who wanted to take their revenge. They attacked them, taking Remus captive. The bandits took Remus to Alba Longa, where they presented him to guards, claiming that he was leading a group of thieves who were attacking people in the forest. After Remus was brought before Amulius to face punishment, Faustulus told Romulus about a few suspicions he had. Faustulus had thought for a long time that Romulus and Remus were the sons of Amulius' sister. He never said anything in fear that they would end up being killed. With Remus having been taken before Amulius, Faustulus decided to tell Romulus. After hearing this, Romulus feared for the well-being of his brother. Romulus rallied men from the village who had previously helped him in attacking bandits, and decided that they would reinstate their grandfather and the true king to the throne of Alba Longa. Remus was given to the overthrown king Numitor to be held captive, and during this time Numitor came to suspect who Remus really was. Together, with the help of Numitor, Romulus and Remus overthrew Amulius and reinstated Numitor to the throne. After this successful coup d'etat, Romulus and Remus became the heirs of Numitor, but still decided that they were to build a new city. They disagreed on where they would build the city. They both agreed in a general area, but disagreed on which hill it was to be constructed on. Romulus wanted to build this city on Palatine Hill, overlooking the location where they were found, but Remus wanted to build it on Aventine Hill, as it was flatter and would be easier to build on. They also couldn't agree on who would be king, as they were the same age. They decided that they would consult Numitor. Numitor told them that they should hold an augury, a contest that asks the gods for approval. Romulus saw 12 ravens over his hill, and Remus saw 6. Romulus argued that he had won as he saw the most birds, but Remus claimed that he won because he saw the birds first. The argument led to a fight in which Romulus won, but also resulted in the death of Remus. Romulus ensured that Remus was buried in a proper fashion before beginning construction on Rome, named after himself. He created the city but then faced issues. Rome had many more men than women, meaning that eventually the city would fall due to there being no people. To combat this, he sent emissaries to nearby villages asking for women to migrate. This had little success, which Romulus took to be a sign of disrespect to Rome. He decided to host games in Rome, inviting people from those same cities. When they arrived, Romulus had his guard kidnap the women. The families were obviously angered by this and demanded the returning of their daughters. Romulus denied this, proclaiming, "The Romans have a right to marry as well. It was unjust of you to deny us this." The people decided to go to the king of Sabinium, requesting for them to invade Rome. The king agreed, but after taking too long to muster his army, the angry civilians decided to do it themselves. They invaded Rome but fought terribly. They were quickly cut down and routed by Romulus and his army. Their tribes were annexed into Rome and the people were all to be killed. They would have been if it weren't for Romulus's wife, who begged him not to. Instead, the tribes were assimilated into Rome to follow Roman laws. During this time, the Sabinian king was working hard to muster his own army. He made an agreement with a Sabinian woman living in Rome to open the Roman citadel to his army. She agreed and let the armies in, and then was killed by the Sabinians for unknown reasons. The fight went well for the Sabinians, who didn't fight the Romans until they were at the gates of Rome. The Romans managed to get the upper hand, and the fight was going well for them until their general was killed. The Romans quickly fled from battle. During this time, Romulus prayed to the god Jupiter, declaring that he would erect a temple to him if the Sabinians were defeated. Romulus rallied his fleeing army by declaring that Jupiter willed that the battle be fought. The Roman soldiers returned to fight once more, and upon seeing this, the Sabinian women left from the citadel, placing themselves between the fighting armies, wishing for the fight to end. The men put down their arms and agreed to a truce, bringing the Sabinian land under Roman rule. Romulus strengthened his kingdom, creating a great kingdom across the Tiber River. He ruled well and was greatly respected by many who lived under him. The Romans fought many more wars under Romulus, all of which they won, further strengthening Rome's control over the Tiber River, to soon become one of the largest empires in history.